Just two dudes having a conversation. You're my friend and I trust you.
You're my friend.
Check.
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 Check. Check.
Check. Check. Check. Check. Check. We good? That's good.
Are we good right there? Yeah, that's pretty
I
good.
think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Check. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there.
We're back.
We're back after a long hiatus.
Yeah.
We're back in the saddle again, as Steven Tyler once said.
Was that Steven Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm back.
And better than ever.
Who was that?
I don't know. So
we just spent probably 10 minutes checking our mics.
basically screaming into them.
And then we were like, check. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good level.
That's about where I talk, yeah.
How you been?
I have been pretty swell.
Yeah?
How have you been?
I've been pretty good. I've been pretty busy.
Same here.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Working.
Like a dog.
Like a dog. I've worked. I don't think I've had a day off in like the past 2 months. I've been working like weekends too.
Do you think that's good at this point of the season that you're in?
Yeah, I think so. Cause it's like Emily, my fiance, is in Tennessee. I'm not. So it's keeping me busy and my mind off of missing her and stuff. Plus I really don't have that much else to do.
Yeah.
Because it's dark out now at 5 o'clock.
I know. It's ridiculous.
It's the worst. I hate it.
I just want to go to bed.
I know. I cannot stand that because I will be done working for the day, not have anything else to do, and just go into my room at like 7:30. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'll watch a movie, I guess.
Yeah. So I really wish they would get rid of daylight savings time.
Why do we need it? Why was it invented?
I think it used to be for like farmers and something with the railroads.
That's what I heard too, the farmers.
But it's like,
So they could harvest their crops.
yeah.
But I don't get it because we're losing light
Well,
in the harvest time.
but I think it's so that way they could get started earlier because it's lighter in the morning hours.
Oh.
So that way they had more daytime when it's like warmer.
But it really doesn't matter because it's getting darker. It's getting lighter later and darker sooner. Our days are getting shorter overall.
Right. Until what, December something?
Yeah, I think like the 20s, like after Christmas, it starts to elongate.
And then we got to spring forward.
Yeah, what's
and
up
that
with
screws
that?
everything up
That's
again.
the worst. That's the absolute worst. Why is it always on Saturday night too?
I don't know. Which I will say though, now it was awesome.
Oh yeah, you're not in a church.
No, I'm not working at a church. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm either going to sleep in a little bit or I'll go to the later service in springtime.
Right. I was not on worship team this past week with daylight savings time. And I was like, I'm just going to do whatever I want. No alarm. Still woke up at like 6:30, but
Yeah.
no alarm was set.
That is nice.
Yeah.
On my weekends, now I just wake up early, but I don't set an alarm.
Mhm.
I don't remember where I was going with that, so skip it.
Okay. Okay. But it's been a long time since we've sat down and done this. I think it's been like over a month.
At least 3 weeks.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I want to try to be more up on it. Because at the very least, if we end up not doing this after I move, at the very least, I want to keep it going up to the wedding.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to like listen back to these later on in life and be like, oh, I was all nervous for the wedding and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I walked in here, you were playing some music.
I was.
Through a Bluetooth speaker. I have a new phone, A Google Pixel 3.
Yeah, Donnie has updated himself,
Hey.
Well, it's not the newest one.
Yeah. It's still really darn good, though.
So you updated kind of.
True, fine. But I have it set up that whenever it hears music playing around me, it tells me right on my home, like on my lock screen, what the song is and by what artist.
Dude, you're letting them listen to you.
They're already doing it anyway. I'm just giving them permission that they didn't even need.
Yeah.
You know?
I just listened to a podcast episode. It's called Stuff They Don't Want You to Know.
Oh, I love that podcast.
Yeah, where they were talking about our devices spying on us, basically. And
what were they saying? Like, what sort of information are they collecting?
Well, like I think the biggest thing they focused on was like the TV technology that it's kind of like, you know, the Nielsen ratings. If you're familiar with those. So apparently it's going to be like the updated form of that on smart TVs that reads the pixels on your screen. And by the pixels, it knows what you're watching. So it doesn't even have to be like something known. Like you put a home movie in and they can see what you're watching.
Oh, really?
Because it can replicate the pixels that it's displaying.
Why would they need to know that?
Why did they need to know a lot of stuff?
Yeah, that's true.
They just want to build profiles on us.
Yeah. How does like phone listening work though? Like when I think, like, you know how we talk about, like we'll be having a conversation, our phones are not in front of us or like in our pockets or something. I'll mention something about, I don't know, paper towels. And then I get an ad on my phone for paper towels, like the next minute or the next hour or day or whatever. So they're always listening. Are they just listening for trigger words?
Well,
Is there like an algorithm that picks out words that like paper, towels?
I guess. Like, I know they were talking about the like Amazon Alexas and stuff like that, and how they have a wake word, but they have to be constantly listening
Right.
for that wake word.
Right.
And how they're, I don't remember all of it, and I probably shouldn't try to remember because I don't. But I lost my train of thought again.
That's all right. It's all good. Because I have that thought too. Like I say, okay, Google, and then my phone starts like, there it goes right there.
Yeah.
And now it's listening. But it's always, thanks. But it's always listening for me to say, okay, Google. And then it goes. Oh, and then it's going again right there. Go away, Google.
YouTube result.
Oh, see that? Isn't that crazy? And this phone is so much faster than my old phone. Like I would say, okay, Google, to my other phone, and it would take like 2 minutes to boot up that thing. But this one is like pretty instant.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. What is this thing that I'm holding in my hand? It's a card for the exchange experience, and it just says a great deal of entertainment. Oh, wait a minute. Great deal is in red. Is this a music, games, movies? Buy, sell. I'm just trying to figure out what this is. Oh, the exchange.
Yes.
Oh, so you like swap stuff.
Yes, it's a store.
Oh, gotcha. Well, why is it sitting here? Did you buy some stuff?
Yeah, we buy a lot of stuff. And so just like you get points.
Nice.
Another way for them to track us and build profiles on us.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where we're going to be in 50 years, 20 years. I don't know, man.
They were talking about, I think it was the same episode. They kind of went on a sidebar, which we'll do now. How like they were theorizing artificial intelligence and what that could mean for movies, in that they're like, theoretically in say 15 years, you could, whatever artificial intelligence thing, device is in your home, you could say, hey, Sam, make me a movie that is like The Ring mixed with Fast and Furious. And it could they're talking about deep fakes and stuff like that. That's what it was.
Okay.
And it could theoretically come up with a script, come up with the characters, and display a movie based on what you want.
Would it be like CGI though?
Probably, yeah. But
there's no way that would be quality.
Have you seen these deep fakes, man?
I mean,
you can tell that they're fake. But
the deep fakes are like scary good.
Yeah.
I watched an impressionist. He just does like 20 impressions of celebrities, and they deep faked him every time he went into an impression. And like he's an older guy, and when he did De Niro, it was like, oh, that's just Robert De Niro,
right?
Like
yeah.
I would not have been able to tell if I had not known that they were doing that.
Yeah.
But there's no way that the movie would be quality, that the script would be quality, or the plot. There's no way.
How do you know?
There's no way. Because they've been theorizing about that for a long time with music. Like, how long until robots are just making music? And there have been some AIs that have created music, and it's just utter chaos.
But that's what they're saying is like right now it would not work.
Right.
But they're saying as artificial intelligence develops.
Right.
It was just a theory.
I guess that's true because they're doing stuff so quickly. And as we develop, it develops faster. Like we're snowballing right now.
Yeah.
We're at maybe like an eighth of the way down the mountain. This snowball has been rolling for a while, like since technology started coming, and now we're here. And there's so much more to go. And who knows what'll happen.
Right.
What a time to be alive, though.
Yeah. So what else have you been up to? That was the original question.
Oh, yeah. I feel like literally nothing else.
Yeah.
Like my life is just so boring with work right now.
Yeah.
Like I'll wake up, I'll work, and that'll be about it. I'm trying to stay occupied in like hours that I'm not working with stuff that's away from screens as much as I can, just because I look at a computer screen all day. So I've been drumming a lot, and then also doing some woodworking. Corey and I, he's a previous guest of this show. We built that light box thing. I sent you a picture of that. And my dad and I are about to start building a set of recurve bows.
Nice.
I'm going to build one, and he's going to build one, and I'm going to learn how to do it.
Nice.
And he's just going to teach me. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Good father-son bonding moment.
Before you leave.
Before I leave. Again. What about you? What have you been doing? I see that you've done some shoots, some photography
I have.
shoots.
Been doing quite a few, actually.
Follow My Friend Media on Instagram.
That's right.
For a booking. Do you have an email?
I do. It's Jordyn at myfriendmedia.com.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
At myfriendmedia. Wow. How'd you do that? You paid for it?
Yeah, I own that domain name.
Wow. Do you have a website?
It's in development.
Okay.
I can't be happy with anything. That's my problem.
What are you using? Like Wix or Squarespace?
I've used Wix, and I've used what was the other one? It might have been Squarespace. I built like 3 now.
Yeah.
But,
you can't.
I'm like, no, I don't like that. Let's start over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Are you like picking up on it? Because I've built websites before, not in any real sort of way. Like I had a website for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess when I say building websites, it's using the...
Oh, yeah, it's all templates.
Yeah,
now.
It's all templates.
It's not like we're coding or anything over here. Although, whenever I go to build a website, I wish I could code.
Oh, me too.
Because there's just like, why can't you just do this little thing that I want you to do?
Yeah.
But it's not in template, so I can't do it.
So, yeah, the website is in development. But, yeah, I think I've done 4 or 5 shoots in the last month or so.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
which...
That's awesome.
Yeah. Which has been fun. Allie and I have done them together, which is super nice.
That's a really cool thing, I think.
Yeah. I think eventually we just want to combine, because she's learning photography right now.
Right.
And so eventually we'll just kind of combine it, and it'll be both of us. But
I will say that's a really good package deal. That was something Emily and I talked about after you did our engagement photos, was what a great dynamic that was, because she would be like, come up and like adjust Emily's hair and stuff, and you have the eye for stuff. So I feel like right now you really complement each other really well.
Yeah.
And you're able to get some really good stuff out of that.
Yeah, because like I am more of a candid shot person. So like I don't necessarily, not that I don't like posed pictures, but I think most of the photos I've taken are like the in between, like moving poses when like someone cracks a joke or something. Like those are my favorite shots.
Right.
Allie can do the posed side, and like you said, like, here's a piece of hair, like let me move that for you.
Right.
I'm not gonna notice that.
Right.
So that's been fun.
Would you like it to get to a point where because she's kind of doing the B stuff right now, isn't she? Like she's doing those more candid shots. At least when you did our proposal pictures, and it might have changed since then, you were doing the main stuff, but she also had a camera, I think. Yeah. And was walking around just taking some random shots.
Yeah.
Would you like those roles to kind of reverse?
I think so. I mean, that would be, yeah, that would be probably my favorite. But at the moment, like I'm kind of doing both because, like I said, like she's learning, and which has also been fun because I've noticed I like teaching things, but I don't. Sound out like I there's this fine line with anything that you walk of like when to give advice on something that but you don't want to come off as like, hey, this is how you should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's like a couple different people in our close circle who are learning photography and stuff. And not that I know everything, because I don't, but like just little things I'll notice. I'm like, I mean, they didn't ask for my advice or opinion. So I don't know what that line is.
Right.
And it doesn't just like in everything.
Right.
Because I hate know-it-alls.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate know-it-alls.
I noticed that, or I have noticed that a couple of times within myself, with Emily. My parents were gone one night, so I had her over to the house and we were cooking a meal. Oh, come on. Don't give me those quotes. Nothing happened. Your eyes went really big.
I guess how you set that up.
I did frame it weird.
Yes, you did. My parents.
I live with my parents, right? So I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be weird if she just came over while she was there. But I wanted to do something like we make a meal together and we sit down. It's just us. That's what I wanted. You know, nothing funky happened. All right.
Make a meal.
So we made a meal, but she was cooking something. I was grilling stuff, and she was inside making stuff inside, and I was in and out, you know, and I noticed while she was doing something, like she was doing it in a way that's different than from what I would have done to make that thing. It was noodles, as simple as that is. I was like, I would do this, or I forget how I said it. It wasn't like, do this. It wasn't that. It was like, hey, maybe you should do this instead. But I noticed as I was doing it how annoying that was and how that can lead to probably some problems down the road.
Right.
So I'm really trying to be aware of stuff like that and nip it in the bud and have the mentality of it doesn't matter. It's noodles. If they're not cooked the way that I would do them, they're still noodles. I'm still going to be able to eat them. So I just have to be aware of that. And I'm sure that many more things like that will come up with being married, but I'm just really trying to be aware of it.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Because I can be a real jerk sometimes. A real annoying douche sometimes.
So Yeah, so that's what mostly I've been up to.
Mm-hmm.
We took a weekend away the end of October.
Oh, yeah?
Nice. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
So family friends of ours have it's like a little cottage down at Pleasant Hill Lake.
Yeah.
And so they let us have the weekend there, basically.
Oh, wow.
So we went down there
Cool.
and
Just the two of you.
just two of us.
Nice.
And it was actually really nice because it wasn't a beautiful weekend. Like, it was rainy all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of this first weekend where the leaves really turned.
Mm-hmm.
And that area is very wooded. There's a
Yeah.
state park right near there. And so Saturday morning we got up and went to breakfast. They also, the people who own the place, so they let us use their cabin for free,
Mm-hmm.
and then gave us a gift certificate to get food.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is way more than what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Like, but the place that is down there, my younger sister happens to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we stopped in and surprised her. She was working breakfast. And then we just kind of drove around, took pictures, came back, and there's a fireplace in the cottage. And so it was raining and turned the fireplace on. And
That sounds perfect.
yeah, it was nice.
That sounds really awesome.
I think I watched a football game. She read. That was Saturday midday. I don't remember what we did Saturday night. We went somewhere. I think we might have gone. We went to Columbus. That's where it was.
Okay.
Drove down to Columbus. Went to IKEA. That's like,
What a wonderful date.
yeah.
I actually really do love IKEA.
Oh, me too.
I love walking around in there.
Yeah.
I like finding those little areas that are like a couch and an end table and a TV and just sitting down and watching TV for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like going through their kitchens.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like we've resigned ourselves to whenever we're in a position to buy a house, it's going to have to be remodeled.
Yeah.
Probably not all at once, slowly over time.
Piece by piece.
And IKEA is probably going to be the most affordable way to do it. And so anyway, and they have some nice kitchens and stuff. But so yeah, that's what we did, and
Nice.
just been hanging out. And
I forget, did you say, was that cabin on Pleasant Hill, the lake?
yes,
Okay.
yep.
That, I've fished there before. There's a couple lakes about that size around this area that I have fished before. And there feels to me like there is a real vibe going on with like the people that live there that have the houses. Like
Bad
that.
vibe.
No, just like a lake person vibe.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like people that go camping and they set up their campers, they have a real camper person vibe.
They're very friendly.
Yeah. But this is like a different, it's camper people adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
They're in similar communities.
Wealthier camper people.
Wealthier camper people. That's right. That's it exactly, because they're not quite as welcoming.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, because of their wealth.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a little bit snooty
Yeah.
because they're a little bit richer. But there is that vibe of, I call it the Jimmy Buffett vibe. Ooh. Is that your speaker?
Yeah, I think my system audio is running through here, so I don't think it was in there.
Gotcha. But like that Jimmy Buffett of like, I got a little bit of money, but also I'm getting drunk on the midday and I'm by the lake. And I got a pontoon boat.
Parked out by
I knew you were going to do it.
80 miles from Santa Fe.
I don't know if I could ever do that. Have a house by a lake like that.
I could.
If it was my main house, great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be a lake like Pleasant Hill, though. I'd want it to be more private.
Yeah, same.
But-
I would probably buy big property and even if it would just dig a big pond.
Like a man-made pond.
Yeah, like I don't. Also, what's it's graduated from a pond to a lake size.
That's a good question.
Because like I would say like I would dig a lake, but I feel like
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to flood a small valley to make a lake.
So It would be just under the lake size.
Okay.
Is how big I would dig my pond.
Gotcha. And have a house on the pond.
Yes.
Would you call it a lake, though?
But it would be almost a lake.
So you'd call it a lake?
Yes.
That sounds better.
Yeah.
What do you think the ratio is, pond to lake?
I don't know. I'm sure that there's like an actual measurement of some sort of like acreage.
Right.
But.
Okay,
Google. How big is a lake versus a pond? That probably didn't make any sense.
According to day.nh.gov, for example, Echo Lake in Conway is 14 acres in surface area with a maximum depth of 11 feet, while Island Pond in Derry is nearly 500 acres and 80 feet deep.
What? So the pond is smaller than the lake?
The pond is bigger than the lake.
Yeah, sorry.
This lake.
Yes, I said that backwards.
This one is 500 acres and it's a pond.
Have we been saying this wrong all of our
we
lives?
Backwards?
Surely not everyone in life is backwards.
No, because it's a koi pond. A
Koi
koi
lake.
pond. Koi lake.
We think of like Lake Tahoe. I don't get what.
Oh,
is it the depth?
This has to be wrong. This has to be wrong. I think maybe.
Is the depth.
Wait. Oh, she missed a whole big section here. She just started like halfway through this paragraph.
Google, you're the worst.
In general, lakes tend to be larger or deeper than ponds, but numerous examples exist of ponds that are larger and deeper than lakes. So what have we learned here today, class? Nothing. I was trying to look up. I'll just do it this way. Okay, Google. How much is an acre in Wyoming?
62.604 million acres.
Not how many acres in Wyoming.
How much does it cost is what you should say.
Okay, Google, how much does it cost to buy an acre of land in Wyoming?
The longest way possible.
According to Casper Star Tribune, Wyoming ranch land values increased by 4.7% in 2012, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The average price was $450 per acre, up from $428.85 in 2011.
Isn't that absolutely
just buy a ton
insane?
of acreage?
Isn't that insane? An acre here is like a couple grand.
He's like, that would be a good deal.
Yeah. And it's $450 for an acre out there in Wyoming. But typically, if you're buying land in Wyoming, you have to buy like a minimum number of acres. But still, it's crazy.
Man.
I've frequently thought about that. Just
buying
a whole bunch of land, just getting away from it all, man. Cabin.
I would love that.
That'd be so great.
My wife would not.
Yeah, same. My thought is if Emily passes before I do when I'm older, I'm just going to become a mountain man. Well, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, look at me.
Same here. And she's much younger than me, so.
Yeah. But if she does die before me, I'm just going to become a mountain man.
Yeah.
I'm going to just be wearing like a big elk coat.
Yeah.
Traipsing, doing a trap line and stuff.
I think I would I'd probably go long haul trucking for a few years.
Okay.
And save a ton of money.
Yeah.
And then buy like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I would do for work, but
just hunt for work. Just self-sustain yourself.
True.
You know? Get a dog.
I would probably get a dog. Oh, that's another story.
We got to talk about that.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness. How could we forget about that?
I don't know.
You had a dog for like a day.
I did.
Regale us with this story.
Okay. So
this was the craziest thing.
So
literally it was so bad you've just blocked it from your memory.
Seriously, I think I did. So Allie and I have been looking for a dog recently to add to our household.
To your litter.
Yeah, to our litter. And so like we've been watching adoption sites and whatnot, and because we don't really want to buy a puppy. But anyway, I would probably, if it was just up to me, I would get like a lab or a big dog.
Heck
That's what I love.
Heck yeah.
She would not. And like they had outside dogs growing up, but not really indoor pets.
Okay.
And so it's still kind of like new and so warming up to her. So basically over the last 2+ years, I've just been sending her Instagram videos of dogs and finally wore her down to where she's like, if you ask our landlords if they're okay with us getting a dog, we can get a dog, thinking that they would say no. They said yes. So I settled on we can get a hypoallergenic smaller dog as our first dog. So been looking around, saw one on Craigslist. It was a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix, which, I mean, it was probably, I don't know, 12, 13 pounds. Like not Yorkie size. It's bigger than that, but
Yippy size.
Yeah.
It's not a bark, it's a yip dog.
Yeah. And so it was over in Youngstown. And so we set up a night to go over and I thought we were going over just to meet him, and if things went well, then we would bring him home. So we meet in a PetSmart parking lot in Youngstown, Ohio.
Nice.
Which no one ever just goes to Youngstown. Like if you have to go somewhere that you go through Youngstown, you go around Youngstown.
Yeah.
And so we get there and they get out, and I only say this part because it's relevant later. It was a lesbian couple who had this dog.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. And so we get out, they get out, and like they have him, and one of them have like a box of all of his things. And they walk up and like they hand me the dog. They hand all the stuff to Allie. And like I can tell, and I get it to an extent, like they probably wanted to do it quick because that's always hard. Like they've had him he's 5 years old. They've had him since he was a puppy. And like they had to get rid of him because like they're getting married and it was too expensive or something along those lines. And
or they just really wanted him gone, and
well,
like we got to bamboozle up really quick.
I was wondering that, but like then like we were trying to like make a little small chat, like asking like his preferences and whatnot. And Allie was like, "You guys want to say goodbye?" And like they start crying, and so I was like, okay.
Actually, too, that I see how that's relevant to the story later. Continue.
Yes, yeah. So they get in their car. And like I'm holding him, and he's like turning his head really far to like watch them get in their car, and then drive away. And then I set him down, and he just like takes off to where the car was parked. And so like that just like breaks your heart, you know, because like if you think we were talking about this later, you know, dogs from a shelter, like they've kind of, I think, processed a little bit of what's happening. Like they're homeless,
right?
This dog was chilling at home one day.
Yeah. That
That night, he goes for a car ride.
Who are you guys?
Yes.
Where are you guys going?
Yeah. So then we get him in the car, and like he's real quiet. You know, is definitely, you can tell he's anxious, which was to be expected.
Right.
But so we drive him home. It's like an hour and a half or so. Probably not an hour and a half, a little over an hour. Get home. I take him out back, and like he does his business, and we bring him inside, let him get acclimated to our house. And he's still like very skittish and like, you know, really looking around or whatever. But that night, like Allie was taking a shower, and he was laying, like I was sitting on our couch and he was laying at my feet kind of. And so I laid down on the couch, and I was really slow to like get to touch him, like, because I didn't want to scare him or anything, because I don't know anything about this dog.
Right.
But so I started petting him, and he was cool. And he rolled over and even let me like pet his belly and whatever. So that night, we're not really sure like what he's used to sleeping wise. And so we left our door open and put like a blanket on the floor in front of our bed. So he would sleep there a little bit, and then he would go out, and I got up like 3 times because he would whimper or something. But anyway, it was all good. That next morning, got up. I took him out before I went to work. Allie got up with him. He was still like not like peppy, but fine. And like he stayed like out all day. He did really well staying out. And then that night, I don't know what happened, but we did our thing. Like, Allie took him on a walk, got home. It was a couple hours. She was getting a shower. Like, she got into the shower, and I was standing in our hallway, and he just, like, started, like, growling and barking and, like, charging at me. Like, to the point, like, normally, like, a little dog, like, you kind of, like, I kind of stomped a little bit at him. You think he would kind of back down?
Right.
He was not backing down. Like, it got to the point I almost kicked him.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want bit, you know?
Right.
Like, I'm going to kick you before you bite me.
Yeah.
Like, a couple times. And, like, he was just, like, he was standing between me and the bathroom door where Allie was at. And just, like, ground, like, backing me down. And so I was like, Allie, you have to, like, come out here because I can't go anywhere. So she comes out and, like, she's, like, trying to calm him down, like, get him back into the living room. And our hallway, coming out of our living room, you walk into our hallway and then take a left, and there's a long hallway back to our bedroom. Yeah. So I was in that hallway, and he, like, would come, like, sprinting around, like, while she's still trying to get him back and, like, snarling at me and stuff. I didn't do anything to him. Like, we were cool. Yeah. And, like, got to the point where I had to go sit in our bedroom, close the door while she, like, calmed him down in the living room. Yeah. And gave it a few, like, an hour or two, and I tried to come back out, and he snapped again, like, as soon as he saw me. So to back up, we got to thinking about it. Again, I said he came from a lesbian couple. He probably doesn't have much experience with men. Right. And I am not a feminine looking man. Like, I have a big beard. Like, I have very dark features. And so...
And you're telling this story, and I'm imagining you in the hallway. Yeah. You probably take up a good bit of that hallway. So
that's
you
true.
Look very, like, in that space, you look very imposing.
Yeah, that's probably true too. And so that night, I mean, at that point, it was like 10 o'clock, and we were trying to think, like, okay, I get up for work before Allie. How are we going to handle that? Right. But then we're like, I don't trust him. Like, if we had you over and we have this dog who doesn't like men, I have no idea how he is with kids. And, like, we have nieces and nephews. Yeah, yeah. And I was like, we can't keep it. Like, I can't trust that dog, you know? And it was one of those things, like, because he was so skittish to begin with, I think it was one of those things that he got a little bit comfortable here, really comfortable with Allie. Yeah. And then as soon as that comfortability built up, then he felt like I was now threatening his space. And in the ad, she had said, like, he was a little bit protective, like a little dog might be.
Turned out to be a lot protective.
Right. So that night, like, I texted him and said, hey, you know, he seems like a great dog, but this is what's happening. Like, you know, we're not going to be able to keep him. I wanted to reach out if you wanted him back. Like, if I was in their spot, I would want the dog back before I took him to a shelter or something, because that was my heart. That was my only other option, because I couldn't rehome him. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable giving him to someone else after, like, he didn't bite me or anything. Right. So like, I texted them and then didn't hear back from them for like an hour. So at that point, like, we're looking at rescues and, like, in Ohio, like, I emailed a couple places, like, we just got this dog. I don't know anything about, we didn't get any paperwork, no vet records. So I was emailing places, and, like, most of them you had to pay a surrender fee. So then we were going to be paying more to get rid of him. And, like, I didn't want to just shoot the dog, like, you know? So it was like, at this point, it was like going on 2 hours since I had texted them. Yeah. And so I ended up sending a follow-up text about 2 hours later saying, you know, we just want to make sure, like, he's comfortable. So if you guys need to keep the relocation fee to help, like, pay some expenses while you look for somewhere else, like, that's fine. We don't really care. Text me back 5 minutes later. oh yeah, we're so sorry. Like, he's never done that before. Yeah, we can look for a different home from him. And I was like, great. Can you meet tomorrow? Because we're coming whether or not like you can. Like, we'll just come to your house and drop him off.
Yeah.
So we end up taking him back to Youngstown 2 days later. And
man, you had texted me, I think, in the middle of this happening, or maybe right after it happened.
No,
So
yeah.
my advice might have come too late. But there's a movie called Snow Dogs with Cuba Gooding Jr. where he has to impose dominance in this pack of dogs.
Yeah.
This pack of sled dogs. And the way he does that is he has to bite the alpha dog's ear. Did you try that? Did you bite his little ear?
I did not. I thought about it.
That might have done it.
Yeah,
might have done it.
Could have done it.
It worked for Cuba.
I'll never know.
You'll never know. I'm super curious, though, to see if that would have worked.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit bummed he didn't do it.
Yeah.
But you texted me a picture of this dog, and it's got hair on, like long hair on the top of his head that looks like a Karen, I need to speak to your manager
It really does.
type of haircut. I was like, you texted me that, like, hey, we got a dog. Here's the picture. And you text me that. I was like, oh man, that looks like a real, I'm not going to say it, but look like a real and it turned out to be one.
My wife did not appreciate the text I sent you.
What did you say after that? I'm going to have to.
I'll let you find it.
Okay. Sorry. I have to scroll way back through there. Okay. You texted me a picture of the dog. I said, your dog looks like it wants to speak to the manager. You said, ha 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 ha, right? Got him from a couple in Youngstown. They named him King.
Yes.
And he's wearing a collar with fake diamonds on it. We're thinking of trying to change his name to Schmidt from New Girl, which I thought was a great idea.
Yeah.
I said, yes, please do that. And this was actually, I'm looking through these texts now. It was like a week before Halloween. And then I went on Amazon and found a whole bunch of these small dog Halloween costumes.
Which I will say, you also bought sunglasses for our cactus.
I was very close to buying a costume. There was one where it's like a dog in like a shirt and pants. It just goes on the front legs, but it makes it look like a small person with a dog head. And he's holding a guitar. But my favorite one was a dog Pope outfit. I thought that was hilarious.
You were texting me as this sudden change or this change was happening in him.
That's why you didn't text.
That's why I didn't text back until later.
Okay, so I just sent you some screenshots of different dog costumes. And I said, what is Schmidt going to be for Halloween? And then I found a GIF of a dog in a Chucky costume. And then you said, do you mind if I say it?
Go ahead.
I
was really mad at the time.
You said, well, Schmidt turned out to be a little bitch. He's going back to his owners. I said, oh no, he lived up to the haircut. What happened? And then you told me the story.
Yeah. Funny because
it's a bummer, man.
I know. I'm hoping that it hasn't ruined the experience.
That was my thought too. I really hope that this didn't turn her off to the thought of getting a dog.
Because her sister and her husband they rescued 2 dogs in the last year. One of them is a Shih Tzu who is the quietest thing, but is also very skittish, but not like mean. Mm-hmm. Like she'll just hide behind the couch and you hardly know she's there. Yeah. But the other one they got is a mini schnauzer. And they got him as a puppy. Yeah. Now he's growing up a little bit, but he's got like the beard and everything.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I really, really want one. Like we were over there 2 nights ago and I was playing with him and stuff. And I was like, this is the kind of dog I want because it's super friendly. Yeah. And like he is hypoallergenic. So
great for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Allergic to dogs.
Yeah.
I was a little worried.
Yeah.
But I'll just deal.
So,
but
everyone send my wife cute dog videos on Instagram or wherever you're friends with her, if you're friends with her. Or if you're not, just send it to her.
Got us.
Her name's Allie Benter.
she lives at.
Social security number she was born.
I think you should get a beagle. And like, especially from a puppy, beagle dogs are just the cutest because they got big floppy ears and they howl and they have to learn how to howl. So it's like, oh.
But they're not hypoallergenic, Donnie.
That's true. Yeah. So I would just be sneezing the whole time. But I love beagles. I had a beagle growing up.
I will say, like, we had a pug growing up who shed like crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Aren't pugs short hair?
They are.
But it just still shedded.
Yeah, it just shed. I think part of it too was he was very stressed out all the time. Like after we got him fixed, he just like turned.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of it. But
yeah, I
am okay going the hypo, even if it's like a mixed bigger dog, without about like a Labradoodle. I'm okay with the hypoallergenic. Like I like that.
Yeah.
So
two things
dog hair everywhere
about dogs before we move on from this topic. But one, I had a beagle growing up, and later on in life, she started having some health problems, and I don't know what it was, but we took her into the vet, and whatever they did, they had to shave just the top of her head. So they sent home this bald beagle to us, and she just looked so sad. She looked like a monk, just like a perfect bald circle on the top.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really funny. And then she ran away and died, as dogs tend to do, and I cried a good bit over that. It was a real Marley and Me situation. If you've ever seen Marley and Me, where I don't know why dogs do that, but they go away to die, which, I don't know, less hassle for everybody else, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what their thought process is?
I think so. Like, I think that dogs that have the ability to get away, like some dogs are always in the house and they'll just die in their sleep. But yeah, that's our neighbors. My parents' neighbors had a chocolate lab named Reggie. Coolest dog ever. Nice. Like real fat.
Oh yeah.
And they also had two beagles who were much younger than he was. And so like you get home and he would come like lumbering over and like the beagles are like jumping up and nipping at his ears and stuff, and he just didn't care. And he would get up to you and like he was one of those dogs that would just like lean on you to like have you pet him. Yeah. Just super chill, super cool. Yeah. And he ran away one day and like they couldn't find him for probably 2 weeks. And my dad, I don't remember how he found him. Like it was less than half a mile down the road in the cornfield. I think my dad just happened to see like a dark spot over there. And so he got to thinking about like Reggie. And he walked down and sure enough, he had died in the cornfield. And at that point was
pretty decomposed.
Yeah. So, but I like to think anyway that the dogs are thinking about like, I don't want to die here where everyone else, like, I don't know. Yeah. Which I don't know if I would rather them go away and die or just them die in their sleep. I don't know.
Do you think other like wild animals that are pack animals do that? Like I think to wolves. Ooh. Do wolves do that? Like do they go, what is it called? A coven of wolves? Is that what it is? It would be a pack of wolves. Yeah. What is a coven?
Isn't that witches?
Yeah, but there's also an animal that's also a coven.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they all have different names.
I know. A murder of crows. I love that. Yeah. But maybe pack animals, wolves, when they get old and die, maybe they go away from the pack. So I don't know, maybe not to draw other animals to where the pack is staying or not to contaminate like a water source if they're able to think that deeply.
I think it's probably more so. I think the first thing you said was like not to draw in prey or predators. Of course, I don't know.
Wolf seems pretty high up there, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Man. I guess a bear.
Yeah, maybe a bear.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Carol?
I'd be really curious to see. Carol, why do they do that? Why do they run away and die? Man. Also, how do they know?
That it's just like coming?
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to well, I've been here forever. And now I'm just going to go away. I'm just going to lay down and I'm going to die. I feel that within my dog's soul.
That's so sad.
That it's time for me to go.
I don't know.
Do you think they're sad leaving?
I think so. Because, like, I do think dogs experience emotion.
Yeah. I think dogs experience more emotion than just about any other animal.
Yeah.
At least they're more expressive, I think, than any other animal.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like you scold a dog and they like really cower.
They know. Or
they know.
Or if like they did something bad and you don't know it yet, but they're acting different. Like they know that they've done something bad,
right.
You know?
Yeah. Or have you seen those videos of like soldiers coming home to their dogs?
I
and
will
dogs
cry.
Are crying. Like the dogs are crying, like they're whimpering and stuff because they're so happy.
Yeah. Those videos will make me cry.
Yeah. I don't cry so much at the dog ones, but I will occasionally just pull up a YouTube compilation of soldiers coming home to like family members and surprising them. That gets me crying quicker than just about anything else.
Yeah.
I'll be crying like consistently. I will just feel like I need to cry, want to cry, because I think it's healthy just to cry from time to time. Like I need a good cry tonight. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch some soldier coming home videos. As I'm typing it into YouTube, I start crying.
Yeah.
Like I'm just typing in soldier coming home surprise. and I start to get misty.
Get your glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other dog thing I was going to say? So Sadie getting bald.
That was Sadie?
Or not Sadie, I'm sorry, Daisy.
Oh, okay.
Daisy the beagle. But yeah. Maybe something you could do with Allie. Is she concerned about larger dogs since this first attempt was with a smaller dog?
I think probably. I think she self-confessed as a germaphobe.
Okay.
And so the whole idea of a dog freaks her out.
I'm sure me just setting foot in this house is triggering for her.
So I think that's probably the biggest thing. And I think in her mind, bigger dog equates to more germs.
Sure.
And then also like jumping, and she really doesn't like that. But
I think something you might try to do is just go see some puppies of like some labs or whatever. Because they're this big, you know, they're real small,
right.
Shoebox size.
Yeah.
But they do get big.
True.
But I think if you start her off with a small puppy, then as it grows, she's just getting used to it as it
her love
grows.
for them grows
as well. Yes.
I will say, she even said like, she knew like, obviously we cannot keep King, but like she was even already a little bit attached.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Because he attached to her. And so like she would take him on walks, even just in that 2 days.
Yeah.
So.
And she was able.
Yeah.
She felt the attachment from him and.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was jokingly sending her like different memes of like, you know, the dads who will never have a dog in this house. And then the next picture is like the dog wearing matching t-shirts with the dad. Like,
I love that. I remember what I was going to say too. Our most recent family dog, Sadie, we got when I think she was 6 months old from the Humane Society. And her previous owner had been arrested for drug dealing. And we think that she was a payment or something. And then we also think, like for drugs, and we also think that maybe they were training her to fight or they were just abusive towards her because she was fine all the time. All the time she was a great dog, great around smaller children like I was at the time. I think I was like 10 or 11 when we got her. Great around me, except for in the winter when she would be outside and I would go outside wearing gloves. And then she would come and like be nipping at my hands, like not in a playful way, but more of in an aggressive way. So we think that maybe she was abused, and while they were abusing her, like they were hitting her or something, and they might have been wearing gloves, or just whoever handled her that was mishandling her was wearing gloves or something. So every time she saw gloves, she got
That's
defensive.
interesting.
Yeah. And that was the only time. Except right at the beginning when we got her, she was trying to establish dominance over me. And I couldn't walk through the yard without her jumping on me. And she would like be jumping at me and nipping at me, like at my face. And one time I was walking through the yard and I just had my hands in my pockets because I didn't want to, be aggressive towards her in any way. And my dad was like, just hit her. You just got to punch her. So I just popped her on the nose, and I had to do that for like a week. She would jump on me and I would pop her in the nose, and then eventually it was fine.
Yeah.
Maybe that's dog abuse.
I think there's something to that, though.
She was just jumping on me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have ever stopped.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have as I grew up, but I don't know. It worked. Whatever that was, it worked.
That's like my mom had to bite my little sister to get her to stop biting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you said that on this podcast?
I don't think I have. Yeah, my younger sister had a problem with biting.
Okay.
Like she about bit my nipple off
jeez.
one time. And it got to the point where my mom had to bite her back to get her to stop biting.
Huh.
Which that's probably now child abuse, but
How did your sister take it?
I don't
cry?
remember. She might have, but
Man, I wonder what went through her head, your sister's head. Like, oh, I know this hurts.
my mom is biting me.
That's interesting. Yeah. Wrap her up.
Wrap it up.
I'll have more interesting tales to tell next time we podcast. I'm going down. Today is Tuesday. I'm going down Thursday to visit Emily for a week.
Nice.
And one fun thing we're doing is Saturday we're going to a symphony.
Nice.
She got us balcony tickets to a symphony. I'm taking my suit jacket.
Nice.
Going to dress up a little bit.
You should have rented a tux with suit tails or coat tails.
Is it too late, you think?
It might be tight. Tight turnaround.
Tight turnaround on a tux like that, huh? That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. I totally would have done that if I would have thought about it. But I'm really stoked to see her and just driving down, taking a load of stuff, going to the symphony, doing some other stuff over the course of the weekend. But I'll have those tales to regale you all with next time. So,
Yas,
queen.
Yas, queen.
How are we closing out now? Are we kazooing? Are the kazoos dead?
I think the kazoos are dead.
Maybe here's what we do. Maybe we kazoo the outro only from now on.
I think that's what you said last time.
Should we do that, though? Are you down with that?
I don't know.
You don't even want to kazoo the outro? Dude, I bought these things.
I know, but people don't like the kazoos.
Screw the people. Screw what they think.
But we're telling important information and they just tune out.
This is our thing. No, I'm not talking about kazooing the outro. I'm talking about kazooing do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't think we should kazoo over the...
Yes.
Because I have listened back. It is very distracting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why nobody's been following us, because they hear that and they just immediately tune out. But if you do want to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter at My Friend Podcast.
You can shoot us an email at itrustyoupodcast@gmail.com.
And please do. We want to hear your questions, your concerns. We're coming up on Christmas season. Remember last year I did some Christmas lists, some crazy Christmas facts.
I don't, but I believe you.
Well, never mind then. I thought it was a nice thing that I did. If you want to hear some crazy Christmas facts, who cares? We're not going to do it. I don't have the Insta. Oh, yeah, I do. Go ahead.
You can check us out on Instagram at My Friend Podcast.
That I'm seeing is the same as our Twitter.
It is.
Wow, that's convenient.
We did some continuity.
That's very convenient. What if I just did My Friend Podcast __?
2 underscores.
2 underscores.
A line. Check us out on Facebook. Search You're My Friend and I Trust You Podcast.
Okay.
Give us a like. Check out My Friend Media on Instagram.
Heck yeah.
And Facebook.
Yeah, that's Pudge's thing.
Yeah.
He takes some pretty pretty dope pictures.
Dope.
And follow us on all those things.
Yeah.
Also follow us wherever you listen to your podcast, because now we're kind of releasing a little bit irregularly.
So make sure you hit the subscribe so it just downloads automatically.
Yep. You'll see it. You'll wake up in the morning. You'll be like, oh, what a gift.
That's right.
What a present for me.
Because guess what? It could be Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday.
I don't know when this one's coming out.
Because we're recording this on a Tuesday, which I don't know that we ever have.
Yeah, it's the first time ever we've recorded on a Tuesday. Where there is no more structure. Structure's out the window. You can forget about it.
We need our creative space to bring you this gold.
But one thing that will remain constant is that you will always be our friend.
Yes.
And we will always trust you. And we will always, always, always kazoo just the very last portion, the outro music.
Yeah. The old outro music.
Yeah.
Because we have new one, right?
Well, here's what I do. I do the kazoo part first.
Okay.
Just two, or no, it's not
the
kazoo.
Guitar.
The guitar. Just two dudes having a conversation. And you're my friend. I do that, and then I do the new like dubsteppy music.
Okay.
Why? I don't know, because I don't want to say goodbye entirely.
We should. So the Stuff You Should Know podcast does this, and we don't have the following, so this probably won't go anywhere.
To do intro music?
Yeah, have people
right.
send us intro music.
I would love that.
That would be so cool.
Hey, Avery Benter.
Avery,
you listen to this podcast and you make music.
I'm sorry you've been texting me for the last 2 months because I never gave you my new number. Found that out today.
I gave him my new number.
I know.
I'm not even related.
I forgot. But I sent him a text the other day and he was like,
he just felt so butthurt.
He was like, I'm sorry, I didn't save this number. Who is this? And so I sent him a gif of Hot Rod. Where do you get off? And he didn't say anything back. And then today I was like, do you know who this is? I don't. So I sent him a picture. But then he sent me a screenshot of like everything he's texted me in the last 2 months and I never responded to. Sorry.
Poor Avery.
Send us some intro music.
Yeah. Send us some intro music. Keep it under 5 minutes.
You give us a solid 5, we're playing the solid 5.
I'd prefer like a tight 450, but do what you will.
Yes.
But thanks for listening, guys.